Hi.
If that's not a welcome.
Welcome.
Don't
to me. Hello, my baby. No. Okay, so to come in, sit down and get your best manners.
Hey babes. We asked you guys, or I asked you guys on my Instagram, questions that you've always wanted to ask us, questions that might be like a little bit awkward, and we're actually going to answer a couple of them today. And it's also Kelly's like initiation into the world of YouTube properly.
Well, thanks for having me.
So, welcome to the guests on my show.
Who are you having me on? Say mum now.
Right, the first question straight off the bat is probably the most awkward, gritty question we got asked.
Okay, go on. What is that?
Have we had any issues with any other content creators? And if so, elaborate.
Yes.
That's juicy.
You? Not too many.
We've met quite a few other content creators, and some are lovely. Some are absolutely beautiful humans.
There's always going to be a few rotten grapes in a pallet. There is.
Okay.
You can't have a good punnet all the time.
You always get that squishy one at the bottom, don't you? Something pushed up against the walls.
Yeah, there's probably 4.
For the sake of their careers and our careers, we're never ever going to be those people that will elaborate. What I'd say is who people say they are online is not always who they are in real life.
No.
That's we've learnt not to trust. Trust until proven.
Things aren't always what they say on the tin either.
I think that's enough elaborating on that one. On to question number 2. I think this is a good question to answer. It's a moment of pure honesty. Do you two get any fillers, Botox, or anything else like that done?
Yes, but not regularly. As soon as it goes, then have more.
You're not a top-up human.
I have my top up, but then
No, top-up is in like constantly.
No,
So,
I like to have a break.
Be honest on what you've had done.
So I've had Botox done. Not right now. As you can tell, I'm having a break and it's worn off. I had it in January. And then I did also have my lips done once. And that was just before we got married.
Mm-hmm. And proper juicy.
I just wanted, though, natural, little plump. It worked. It was a trust the process. The next day, I had a little cry.
A little cry.
I had a little cry. Needed a lot of ice. So it's nearly been 3 years. But
It has actually, to be fair.
I would like another little natural plump. It was very subtle. It wasn't a lot. I think it was a mil overall. That was it.
They did really
Other
suit
than
you,
that,
and they did look really, really, really nice.
I actually really liked it. Just gave a little bit of edge. I don't like anything noticeable on me. So it was natural and subtle.
Duck lips.
No, I can't be dealing with that.
I've never had any fillers. I've never had any form of filler. So I've always debated it. I've always debated having lip filler. Kelly's
No, you've got naturally beautiful lips. You've got a good shade.
I'd be like a duck. I'm just intrigued. I'm intrigued as to what would happen. But I have had Botox, and I did used to have Botox really quite regularly. And then I stopped having Botox in January of last year. It was the last time I had it. And I've literally gone without. I'm now at the point where I would quite like it back again. But
I'd really like mine done again.
I can take it.
Oh, you did?
Take it or leave it. And then I've also had Profilo, which isn't a Botox or a filler, but we did have that. That's like a hyaluronic acid under the skin. What I would say is it was gifted to us and very grateful for the gift, but I wouldn't pay for that service, personally.
I didn't actually notice it do anything.
No.
I didn't.
No. It felt a bit pointless, truth be told.
I was actually hoping for a really nice natural glow, a fresh look. I don't feel like anything.
No.
I actually don't.
No. I think it's really sad, to be honest, the volume of fillers and treatments that young girls are having now because of social media. I think it's horrendous. When you see like angular face situation going on, calm the fuck down.
I think when you're constantly on a camera, do you know what? I can actually understand this feeling inside. You feel like you should look a certain way and you should have this and this done to present yourself differently, or because there's always that next level of
perfection,
I suppose. And then you see so many other creators or people that are even just starting off, I suppose, even if you're not very big on socials, you could view other people and be like, oh, I need to look like that. But actually you don't.
I said to you a couple of times,
what makes you happy at the end of the day, but
you can almost see the scale of creators. If you look at them over the span of 3 to 4 years, their first load of content to now, they look like totally different people.
I actually can envision a few that we've watched for years.
And that's not a knock, by the way. And it's just an observation.
I can actually remember like a few, and the difference now in 4 years from like first seeing their videos.
Or you get like flashback, you get like old video that's like, if you see an old video of mine, I probably just look a lot skinnier, maybe a slightly frozen forehead in part, but I'd like to think I still look roughly the same person, just a bit older and a bit fatter, but not like angular jaw, not top cheeks. It's crazy, it's sad.
I personally don't like the overdone look. I like a natural, but I don't mind a little bit of a touch and a tweak. So we have, but not overly done.
Right. This is where it gets a bit personal.
No.
You prepared to talk about that one?
I don't want it raking up stuff. No.
That's fair enough.
No, I would like to actually let that lie.
Have you considered having another child together?
We did. Oh. We did consider it.
Sometimes this feels like a bit of a sensitive subject. I'm not going to lie. It does.
It is. It's a big life question, that. But yes, we did consider it, and we spoke for probably about 1.5 years on it, I'd say. It was a long
just
time.
After we got married, wasn't it? We started talking about it, and we were both at that point of the mindset, yes, we want to do it, and yes, we want to have a baby. And we actually started looking into it, right, surveying our options.
And then weighing up like pros and cons, and
then my life fell apart.
Why?
Dead Sweet fell apart.
It wasn't just down to Dead Sweet.
It wasn't just Dead Sweet.
Putting things aside, what did we want for our children now, our future?
Was so manic then.
It was a lot.
And I'm going to be honest enough to say I'm 35. I've got 2 children that I've birthed.
I'm 31 and have 1 child.
I am a selfish person in some senses. I'm a fabulous mum, and I know I am an amazing mum.
You are.
And I know that I give my family 110%, but my children are now older. I've like Connie, who's Kelly's daughter, is now my child too, so I now have 3. And to have 10, 12, 14, I've always stood by the fact that when who's my eldest, is 18, I'm 39.
You had to figure out
18, 16, 14. And for me to put a baby into that mix, I wasn't happy to do it in the end.
No. I personally, I would actually, and have always wanted to, and I would love to have another little one, but with our life, and I went personally through enough having my daughter, and she's got a long lifetime medical condition, and sometimes I have to literally drop everything and go to the hospital or deal with her. And sometimes with a little one, I had to weigh up if we did have a teeny tiny, how would that work, this and that, because it would have been me potentially carrying. Didn't we say?
It would have been you carrying.
So
and that's what I mean by I'm selfish. I've had 2, I don't want to.
No, but I actually wanted to, but then I also weighed up my pregnancy, and I had severe hyperemesis. So I was being sick a hell of a lot through the days, through the whole pregnancy. I was in and out of hospital myself. I lost Connie's twin. So there was just a lot, and I personally I wouldn't want any other complications, and obviously you can't plan that in another pregnancy. It's not to say any of that would happen again, but I have to think about my health, where I'm at, and I have to think about Connie.
And also it's our
and then the adaptation of our 3.
Yeah.
and us.
It's our time as a couple as well. We're quite fortunate in the sense that my eldest two, their dad is still very actively involved. We co-parent. We literally have half and half, pretty much straight down the line. So I have a period of time where they aren't with me. And then during the holidays and half terms, your mum and dad step in, and then our other daughter goes to stay with them. So situations like right now where it's just us, we really enjoy that time. And actually I do think when you get to a certain point in parenting, you've almost earned a little bit of downtime back, and it's a big decision to upheave that and to change that dynamic. We'd need a fucking 7-seater car, 5-bedroom house.
That was another thing.
Like,
we would literally have to change our house, our car. Like, everything would have to change for a fourth.
And also, let's face it, it's not cheap. Us having a baby.
No,
it's not cheap. It's a hard thing to go through. Physically, it would have been hard on both of us because Kelly would have been carrying my egg. It was a lot. And we hit a point and we were like, we really want to buy a family home. We want to buy our first house. Do we buy a house or do we have a baby? What do we do?
Stability is first, obviously, as well, key for everything.
Yeah, 100%.
Do I regret the decision? No. A tiny percentage of me that, like, not that I do, but
there's a twinge every so often.
Yeah, I wish
we get a bit like,
could happen, because being with the love of my life now and actually sensibly married, it would have been nice to have a child. To
share those moments.
And have the support. I didn't have support, and having a proper family is all I've ever wanted. But looking at the 3 that we've got, and they're here, they're safe, they're as healthy as they can be, I've just got to be thankful for that. And I have had a child, so it's now. And also, like, I've talking about Connie a sec, I was a carer for a very, very long time, so I had no time to myself. I was always in hospital. I had no life, and I had a lot of my life ripped away from me. So to now be able to get it back, have support, a family, love, I just want to move forward with it all. So it just unfortunately doesn't work. But that is also okay.
It's one of those things, isn't it? We could do it, and it could complete something we didn't even know needed to be completed, or it could be like,
it's one of 2 ways, or it would just upset.
We had such a perfect balance. My 2 are autistic, and our routine, our structures, our balance, they're all nailed, they're all to the point. I couldn't imagine
there's a lot of things that we just didn't want to rock the boat or upset.
Imagine Connie having to go to Great Ormond Street, and then we've both got a baby to deal with, and it's like, well, no, you've got to go because I've got to have the baby. It would just be adding more stress. But yeah. And also, I really like sleep. I really like the gym. That's what I mean by I'm selfish. I'm selfish now because I've got a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old, and that does mean that I can have those selfish moments again. I couldn't have when they were little.
As I've got a bit older, there is some things that I am selfish, but I think I am actually quite laid back in quite a lot.
You are very, very laid back, but I'm not I'm not ashamed or afraid to admit that I am different. You do have different needs.
You do.
It's a tism thing.
That is you, but I wouldn't change you.
No. We have seriously debated it, and I'm really glad that we took our time to think about it.
I'm not being funny, literally the other day I saw a teeny tiny little squishy and I was like, I love him. I just love him.
I like a toddler. No. I hated that newborn stage. I found it so tough.
I missed that I didn't have that. And neither did you in some ways. But
not with my first. I did with B.
I missed all those very first moments of everything for it. And I suppose in a way I wanted to be able to prove it, and that it was they're not all like that. Like my pregnancy, I'd like to believe I could enjoy it, because I just didn't, because I was too poorly. And then obviously having Connie and all those first amazing little moments I didn't get. So I feel like I want to fulfill something that I never had.
I think if I hadn't have had B, I would feel
you
like
would understand that.
But you 25 weeks, so I lost
that balance.
I lost a lot with him. But then I had B, and B was a normal baby, and not that he wasn't normal, but you know what I mean.
premature though and needed to be in hospital.
She wasn't a prem.
No, but then there was B being...
She was just a healthy term, 7-pounder, came home, done. And I completed those milestones. Exactly. So I do understand that. I do, but...
You feel something that you missed with your first. So, yeah.
It's tough.
I do feel like... It is odd feeling like you've had a child but then missed having a child as well. It's a very odd feeling. And no doubt a lot of you can understand and relate. But, yeah, it is a shame. But we have considered it very hard. We did do a lot of talking, a lot of thinking, but the way that our life is, like, it wouldn't work.
We have an ace family. We have 3 incredible children. Absolute nutters.
Oh, definitely, like little sibling normals. I don't want to upset that dynamic either, just in case.
But it does sometimes. It can be a bit of a subject. It can. And every time I see a mini pair of Converse, I'm like, I've left the spicy questions till last. So, how scared was I the first time me and Kel's done the do? And what did she do to reassure me? I'm going to try and keep this PG as possible. I actually don't think, looking back, and I'm going to hold my hands up here. I don't think I moved at all. I think I was so scared.
It didn't show.
I'm just going to say
that. Maybe in your head, but no. You let me lead.
What?
No, it's not. That's a fucking lie. Sorry. I think I just instructed well.
I think you reassured me in the sense that if you had been like, are you okay? Is this all right? I would have been like, no, I'm done here. But because you just did it, you just went ahead, didn't ask me a single question, you just cracked on, I was all right. And that you didn't have any expectations from me either, actually.
Right, it was just natural.
I think that's really important. So anybody that is new here, I didn't come out until I was 31. Kels was my first and only, pretty much. And I had no idea what I was. I had no idea. A, I didn't know what to expect, and B, I didn't know what to do. And although I do...
You did very well.
Thank you.
You were fine.
I've got a gold star and everything. I do think it does partially come naturally because you know that area, you know that anatomy. But nonetheless,
you got one love.
For ages, and I will hold my hands up, for ages, there was not much reciprocation. There wasn't, because I was so frightened. It took me quite a while. And even now, sometimes I still have moments where I am a bit nervous and I do get a bit scared. Like, I am still quite new to this life. I do get frightened. But
you should be a pro by now. You should be a pro by now.
I'm not a pro. 10-year milestone. I'm 4 years in. But no, I was very... But you leaded the situation and I didn't have to think about it.
How else did I reassure you? Because that's a bit interesting.
I think by just taking the reins, by taking...
But did I make you feel comfortable? How did I make... What?
No, I didn't. Right.
How did I make you feel comfortable enough to feel secure?
Me. So I didn't feel like an object. I felt like you genuinely... This is going to sound really weird, but I felt like you almost worshipped me. You were just so like... It wasn't like... It didn't feel seedy. It didn't feel like I was just a tick goal to get to. So I felt super, super, super comfortable. You didn't make me do anything that I didn't want to do. You didn't ask for anything of me. I think is really important for somebody that is coming out later in life because they're going to be nervous. When you're younger and you're a bit more boisterous and you're a bit more bold. I didn't have that. I was really, really, really frightened. And I was also like, I really, really liked you. I loved your company. I loved spending time with you. But I was like, what if it gets to that point and I don't like it? And then what do I do? Luckily, that didn't happen.
In the bag.
That was all reassuring. That was reassuring for me.
After that time, then you didn't leave my side.
No, I didn't really leave.
So you did something, right?
Apart from for 5 days.
That was before.
No, it wasn't. It was not. No. My babe. We were second date and done. Public admittal there.
No, but it was over.
Don't judge me.
But it was 3 days of meeting.
You're not much better.
I'm not kidding. I could have pounced on you on that first day, but I was a gentleman.
You didn't. You could have. I remember standing there. I was like, I really want her to kiss me, and she didn't do it. And I was like,
I remember saying goodbye, and it took everything. And I was like, no, do you know what? This one time, sensibly in my life, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be respectful. And if she wants to see me again and wants me, she will. And you did.
Literally, you did.
So I was like, no, I'm going to be respectful.
I was super, super, super scared.
And do you know what? I'm actually glad, because I do think that actually shows a lot of me.
No, it does. It showed massive. In many senses, I think it made me want to see you more, because I was like, why? Why didn't you?
That's what I was going to say. I remember texting you as soon as I got home, and I'd only just pulled up and I messaged you. I hadn't even got in my house, and I wish I'd kissed you, or I really wanted to kiss you or something, and you were like, me too.
You didn't do it.
I so wanted to, but I remember me giving you a hug.
No, you did give me a hug. But yeah,
I didn't want to leave your side.
Absolutely petrified. And I think probably for the first 3 months internally, I was petrified every single time.
Yeah, pretty well.
I didn't really allow myself. But what I will say is that I might have been scared and I might have been petrified, but it was the most natural thing I've ever done, versus the opposite gender, where I always used to look at it and be like, what the fuck do you want me to do with that? Like, it felt completely unnatural. That moment of uncomfort for you. So sorry. I can't eradicate my past. I can't.
No, I can't. I'm not saying anything to do with like your past or my past or anything. It's just
There we go. That's it. We're going to wrap it up there. I feel like we've been quite open. A little bit scared, not going to lie.
welcome to our honesty.
Yes. And welcome to our YouTube. You're going to hear more often now.
We've got a next load of questions to do.
Do you know what else I've been collecting as well?
If you want me back, put it in the comments and I'll come back. Come on, big this one up.
I've been
Give me the support, because I get camera shy.
all of the best comments we get left on TikTok. I've been collecting them in my camera roll.
And also, if there is more questions, head over to our Instagrams, drop us a DM.
Let us know. But obviously, be respectful.
Yeah,
there's a couple in here that aren't respectful and they're not getting answered.
No.
Simples. But our intention is to post on here every single Sunday to come and bring you some long form content.
And if you recognise your questions that we're answering, thank you for putting those out there.
Cheers for letting us know.
Bye.
Bye.